Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Good.
Okay, I think we're up to this brisa on page Nun.
Yeah, it looks like a very large one.
Yes, indeed, but probably it's mixing together like past ones. Price in the Gemara. We shall see.
Yeah, it goes on for several pages, actually.
1 second. Yeah. Okay. Brighter. Im chafetz ata lilmod. You wanted to learn? Al tamar amash lo shamata shamati. Don't say on what you didn't hear that you did hear it. Im shalacha davar v'yatabaki bo. If they ask you something and you're not conversant with it, Al tebo shlomar any of that. Don't be embarrassed to say don't know. Shalacha davar lo shamata. If they taught you something and you didn't know it, means not one. That
You
seems
don't know
like
where it came from.
What?
I think it's lo shamata minalan.
Lo shamata minalan? I don't think so. Let's see what he says here in the those what he's saying. If lo shanu chadar lo shamata, he says Rabbi Chaim, al tevosh lamar shaneli. In other words, there's something missing in the brayso here. Should say, don't be embarrassed to say, teach it to me, right? That's the what the brayso is supposed to be saying. In other words, there are a few words missing there, and now it's going to say from where we know that you should not be embarrassed to say, from where do you know this, or teach me where you got it from. So he says, do we know that? How we know this is true? Because it says, but that brought I thought it says I thought the pasuk ends there, but he says yeah, so you take a look here in the English, and it says here, I will also speak that witnesses before kings and will not be ashamed, right? That is to inquire, right? In other words, it doesn't say to show him the pasuk, right? It just says that David is saying so David is saying, I'm gonna speak and ask Mephibosheth, who was Shaul's son, who was considered bigger Talmud Chacham than David. I'm gonna ask him, not Shaul's son, Jonathan's son. I'm gonna ask him, what's the pshat, right? If I don't know, I'm not gonna be embarrassed. How should I do? Also a mutter, right? I think that's going on. I'm going to do is going back on that, and now we have a new sentence. I say l'shem polam. Do things you do for the sake of he who activated them. Don't make them a crown with which you adorn yourself. Maybe as well you're going to take your portion in this world and deprive yourself of the world to come. It takes honor in the crown of Torah. The portion will come. This is very choppy, obviously. You shouldn't make Torah like a plow with which you cut things. Not a plow, an axe with which you cut things. Also, you should not curtail offering whatever, literally whatever fodder you have. Whatever grain you have from your Talmud. Let's see Rabbi Chaim till here. So for HaKadosh Baruch Hu activates everything. Shouldn't do things be called rabbi. By getting this benefit from Torah, you eat up your portion in this world, you lose your portion in the world to come. Give him a sign. As it concludes here. Don't curtail your teaching Talmidim. Ubar hainu Torah. Bar is Torah. You can see the Tilim base. Nash gubar pen enough. Kiss the grain. Lest it go awry, or something to that effect. The Darshu said inside base of hainu domar shleya sena kikardom. That's what it says. You shouldn't make it like a axe. Alta sidi v'tor kikardom shodom ashil chaviro. So here he says interesting thing, which I don't think I never learned it this way. He says, don't make it like rent an axe. So a person rents and hires out to his friend, and also his friend gives him a coin to hire it. Don't teach others in order to teach others for a personal gain. Right? Don't curtail your teaching even if it's for free. So that Kairam Lachbarba always thought means actually. Normally, I think it says Kairam Lachbarba, which means like more like a plow than an axe, but it's the same idea. So Kairam Lachbarba means it shouldn't be like an axe with which you cut. So I always thought it just means don't make it a tool. But he's saying, Rabbi Chaim is saying, I don't know where he gets it from, that don't make it like a rent and tool where you're doing it just in order to make money. Okay, it's a little bit chaser min safer, but that's how he's interpreting it. If somebody curtails his teaching, I feel uber mekalim also, even fetuses, person. Well, this is actually, let's see what he says down here. The mida tova of ami. Till now, it seems like it's just a mida tova. You know, don't curtail your teaching. If I know the kasha, I don't show him more. His sin is much more severe, and his punishment is stated. I feel also. And those who can be crushed. The person who curtails his grain is cursed by Laom, which is for the pasuk Lomi Lomi Amatz from Yaakov Avinu and Esav. That is talking about the ubarim, the fetuses will curse him. So the Brayta says Hacha Bechina Hasa Afil B'Schar. Says Rabbi Chaim Hacha Bechina Hacha Maish Eno Tzel Lamed Yichram El B'Schar. So a guy who's willing to teach, but he wants to get paid, he's bad, right? But a guy, what's worse is husband feels kind of mishamaneh barsh eno till I made I feel b'schar ubar mekalimosa. Somebody who refuses to teach even for money, then he's much worse. Then he is worthy of being cursed. Okay. Lemolios mekabel kol divrei Torah b'tzar. Learn in order to accept all the words of Torah upon you is anguish. Says here, Zupis Kona Brisa, Bahonami Kashli, Dacham Mashim Al Yusi, Shimo B'Tzar. Sounds like it's an advantage to learn with Tsar. But then we learn. Tanina Kam Chayat Smovidir Torah Ena Torah Mischaber Simo. Oh, there's not a question. It seems like it's a statement which supports it. No, maybe not. Let's see. Says the Biur Kanuk. Okay, so I see. Says, okay, you can't learn Torah out of pleasure, but you don't need b'tzar, right? Just because you can't learn b'tzar pleasure doesn't mean you have to be b'tzar. How do you know you have to learn Torah and be b'tzar? I think it's a question. I never saw language before. Anybody who makes his on Torah, the Torah doesn't connect to him. So he says, he says, somebody who pampers himself with luxuries, the Torah doesn't connect him. Somebody who pampers himself. And we're not talking about Tanu. So two separate things. If you pursue hedonistic pleasures, Torah doesn't connect you. Doesn't connect. But if you want to, besides that, if you want to grow in Torah, then you have to accept upon yourself a certain measure of tsar, which is specifically to diminish the amount of sleep which you get. Okay? Don't look to if somebody insults you, don't look for revenge. Hegidami. What would be a case like this? Plenty of abikach v'kach. Bish, so-and-so did so-and-so bad to me. I didn't pay him back. Says Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, plenty of value of Anila exactly wrong. Even though there's no lo sikom here. In other words, you're not taking revenge. You're saying, look at me, right? He did this bad stuff to me, and I didn't do anything back to him. That in itself is being mevakesh oboni, because you're going out and telling people, I was ne'elav. I'm a big tzaddik, so I'm not being olev in return. But that's it's also no good. Cheshbon yafeh uperek tov yesh aftecha. I have no idea what that means. He doesn't explain what it means either. My cheshbon, what he does next. I thought that's Mr. Chaim was explaining. My cheshbon yafeh shelo taleh b'cheshbon haprutzim. Don't be counted among the prutzim. I mean, shikama prutzim ishacha. Where people say, how many prutzim are there here? Mechashulach ba'adayu. And they count you with them. Perek tov, tanale perekama hasam lididei, who's the kamar? I have no idea what he said. Okay, let's see in the bottom. They shouldn't count you among them. Perek tov tanale perekama the derech eretz zuta. Oh, so he's saying, you know what? The Meseches Kalla is saying, I don't have to explain to you because it already says in Derech Eretz Zuta what this means. So the Sham down here, you should speak appropriately. In other words, you should speak in I guess in elegant tones or in a respectful way. That's praiseworthy. So evidently you already said this in the third perek, and so why is it repeated again? So this actually seems to be an annotation from a later source, which made its way into the text.
Mm-hmm.
Tanali Perekama, Ray learned in the first perek of the Derech Hazuta. Hasini Day with the Kamar. So he says, and then I guess it also in the first perek, third perek here. So it's not a kasha why I said Derech Hazuta. Obviously, things get repeated from Mesechta to Mesechta. But the question is, how do we understand it over repeated from Perek Gimel? There, it's talking about for yourself. There, it's saying you should be good and don't be bad. Here, even if it's a tzaddik, the rolling shloim nafshay. It's just like a Marasayim thing. Don't make yourself look bad. I'm sorry, I went back. I'm sorry. No, I didn't. I do come So is that you should not be seen as counted among the prutzim, even if you're not a part. And the follow-up on that is that it's that perek tov, right? So awesomely they come on means you should be a righteous person. But here it's saying don't cause people to look at you awry. Yes, after and there's a promise. Some say secure that Torah is wrapped up in his heart. Say, remind the boy minach after chay. Those who ask questions of you, they are being promised. Let's see, Rabbi Chaim. He said, but Chamesh B'Shubotech B'Hashem, Lo Yedei Parnasaso. He won't be concerned with his livelihood. She'll be both Panui, V'Tit Yashem Torah B'Libo. And since his heart is empty, you know, it's tranquil, Torah can be properly fixed there. She promised him good. Okay. Islam both Khan, that you're Batuak, they should say Torah Niglas, we both Torah is wrapped in your heart. Islam in the mind of boy Minach, after they promise him. The Stabaklish the Basra makes us the second lotion. The Tani Yesh MS, the low having Miftach Mevatech Mishaker. Says Yesh MS, do not I'm not that's not a pasuk. I know
there is truth.
Yeah, there is truth. And meaning that you should not be promised and lie. It says, okay, so it's telling you, I know it's a big finish because normally not supposed to make pledges, right? But he's saying you should promise and you should fulfill your promise. Heavy Kalla Rosh, Malchus. Meaning, be easy, be quick to do what the king wants to do. And be easy going for that which darkens you. Zangaria, it says Zangaria, it's to work for the king. The North Makom, he means, I guess, Hashem. The Lezachai was very rich. He had 1,010 cities on land. Then else you'll see 1,000 boats at sea. Each every day, will take a container of flour on his shoulder. And go from city to city, Medina from country to country. Lami Torah, teach Torah. Yamav lo halach v'ra'ah, and he ever went to look at his commercial affairs. Even though he was very rich, he didn't turn to his riches. Inclined his shoulder to do that with Hashem. So he says Zangaria, according to this Zangaria, means that you should not go to do this, the avodah of the king, or it means you should do the avodah of the king on Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's a bit cryptic. Mishlach here, another lashon is pesucha. If they grab you, the work of the king, out to revimam. Don't fight with them. Lianoach, easy going. Say avodah samelach, do the work of the king. Saves of the king grabbed him and they made him work. He didn't oppose him. Like it says in Yuma. So I guess if they're after you, don't resist too much. It might cause you to break. So therefore, you don't go with them. Torah Tov, where it comes from, says Zemediva Bryce. So it says Torah Tov, you should have a good countenance. And so the question is, what does that mean? Pay. Who can make his countenance better, right? As obviously didn't have plastic surgery back then, right? It says somebody who widens his teeth, meaning he smiles at somebody, is greater than somebody who gives mashkei chalav to somebody, more is greater than somebody who gives him milk to drink. Mine after, what we learn first? Rabbi Broka. Like Rabbi Broka. So let's see the Rabbi Chaim who explains what that means. Rabbi Dimik. It's it goes like Rabbi Dimik said. So he shows a smiling countenance. Chaver. Is better than somebody who gives him milk to drink. When the person smiles, his white teeth are shown. You should accept your friend with a shining countenance. So it's like Elio revealing himself to him in kindness, and it said, he asked him who in this marketplace is going to get as a Ben Olam. He told that the two comedians, who would make happy the hearts of those who are sad. they were me'olam haba. The Torah tov damar. Nafkin chavi baga say dar tov kono chel kol haba. If you make people feel better, then you're going to get chel kol haba. Okay, I think we'll stop here for today. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, it's getting a bit more difficult. Very good.
Okay.
Have a good week.
You too. Take it easy. Thank you.